Howdy y'all. Thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of a Kickstarter I just got in, Granja. This is the Deluxe Master Set. I also got the All-In, so that means we got the Deluxe Master Set here along with the Granda, which is going to be the Colossal version of most of the game. But you do need the regular Deluxe Master Set in order to play with this Colossal version. Along with that, also got some basically the shiny victory points and the donkey pin. We'll take a look at that also. Without much ado though, let's go ahead and get into the main game. Sorry about that glare earlier. I didn't realize that the light was off, but here we go. Let's get into the main game. This is a big box, as you can see here. It is the Deluxe Master Set. As you can see, or maybe it might be kind of hard to make out, it does say it is a game for 1 to 4 players for ages 14 plus. It takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play. And you can see here, it kind of shows the whole game. I've always been kind of interested in this game, and then when they done the Kickstarter, I hadn't gotten around to playing it. I actually bought it because this always looked like one that I kind of was interested to play just because of the way it uses the cards and whatnot. But you can see this is a deluxe with new artwork and everything if you do have the original. And it even lets you know that there are modular expansions included. And it lets you know each of them right there. Go ahead and take a look at this. This does have beautiful like foiling where you can see with the name of the game, and actually it's actually raised, like printed on top of the box. It's not just printed as part of the box. But everything you can see here that's golden, all is foily and everything. So, pretty nice looking. And I mean, the artwork, I want to say this is better artwork than the original, in my opinion at least. I definitely like this artwork a lot. Alright. We got the rule book here, along with the module book. And then a glossary. And then another book for the solo mode. So, I mean, 4 books. Let's take a look at those. I don't think it's going to be zoomed in enough to where you can see everything, but it's more just see the layout of the book and see whether it's got... So it shows here component overview, 1 double-sided game board. Man, it goes into detail about all the components actually here. Instead of just showing a page with everything, which is pretty interesting, I guess, because a lot of times this may be some of the rules. So talk about each component there. Then we get to explanation of terms, which is going to be just 2 pages. Then we get the setup, which is 2 pages. Then we get the sequence of play. So we got 14 pages to the game end. And I mean, while it is 14 pages, it looks like it's pretty spaced out and worded to each phase as it goes through this. So all in all, it doesn't seem all that bad. Then we have 1 page for the solitaire game. It's original. I was about to say, I thought we had a book here. It says it's the original solo mode. So I guess there's multiple solo modes you can play, along with the credits. Then we get to the module book, which when I done a count on the back of the box, it showed there's 12 modules to this game. There's Betwixt. Actually, I'm not even trying to say these. I bet I'll butcher these. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alone on this page. You can kind of see, I'll zoom in a little bit there to show you the different modules and what they're kind of about. And then 6 more on this page. Alright. And it looks like it lays them out pretty easily. Like the first one here. Looks like it's just 1 page of rules. And then, well, actually looks like most of them up until we get to this one. This one's 3 pages. The bustling town is 3 pages. I'll try to say Cocanera. Sorry, I'm Dumb Aggie accent. I'm sure it doesn't work. Counselors and Outlaws. There's 2 pages. We got Donkey Song, which is 3 pages. Grand Markers, which is 2 pages. Hired Hands, just 2 pages. Ladies of La Granja, Ladies of La Granja, 2 pages. Long Distance Trade, 2 pages. New Farm Cards, just one, like not even one whole page, just a little thing there. Trade Boards, which looks like 2 pages. So for the most part, 1 to 3 pages, but lots of little modules to play with. This is nice, a farm card glossary, and it looks like it's got every card in here to go into detail about each card, and it's alphabetical, so pretty nice there. And then an index on the back to find exactly what you're looking for. Nice little addition. And then the Herd of Leon, solo mode. Components, setup, and then the general concepts, and then we get to the gameplay of solo, of this solo. And then it shows how to support the models, the modules from the little module things that we just went through, how to support them for solo. So, seems pretty good. That's cool. Let's get back to this box. And while this is the deluxe box, and it does feel kind of heavy, that the La Granja is really, really heavy. But I think it's because it's going to be all the big, bulky stuff. All right, we got the cardboard here. Looks like about 6 sheets of cardboard. I would assume most of this is probably going to be replaced in here, but then again, it's in a deluxe, so maybe it isn't. But you can see the beautiful artwork on this. Just show those. When we get to the boards, I'll show you what kind of fascinated me a lot in this game. To where I wanted to play it. And what I think is unique and cool about it. It was just one of those ones where I kept putting it off because I would have to read the rule book and teach it afterwards. And then by the time I got around to it, they released it as a Kickstarter. And I figured it was easier to sell my copy unplayed and just wait for the Kickstarter. Of course, don't recommend that because what if I don't like the game? But you never know. And yeah, that's just the... I believe that's all replaced in metal, but we shall see. So that's the cardboard. We have the board, so let me zoom out to show you the board if I need to. I'm already pretty zoomed out, as you can see, just because of that La Granja box. All right, you can see zoomed out here. This is the 1 to 2 player board. You can see, and you'll see when I flip this over, most of it is just different in this center area, because this is a double-sided board. And this is the 3 to 4 player board. You can see just giving more areas and whatnot. This is a 4-panel board. All right, looks like we got a ton of trays here, so this will be another one of those games where if it's not loaded up in here, I will try to get everything loaded up and show you how it looks and have everything in the trays. But we do have some dual layered boards here, and I'm going to show you the back along with, hold on, I'm just seeing, okay, I think it's just the way it's put together. But you can tell there's some stuff that goes in here, and they got little segments all in each of these things. Like, you can see it's got slots here where cards can go in. And it's because the cards are supposed to have multi-use. You can put them over here to do some stuff, or if you slot them in here, that helps you do some stuff, or if you slot the cards over here to these sides, or even here from the bottom. So it makes the cards multi-functionality to them. just sounded cool that you can use those cards in the way that you need to use it at the time. It may be different from everybody else. So just show you the boards. I don't think they're any different, but just in case they are and I'm just not seeing it from not having played the game. Just to show you the boards. And then this one looked different. I'm assuming the solitaire or the solo bot, because it's got a lot of similarities to the other board. But then again, it's also just different from the other boards. So, all right, let's look and see what all the rest of the bits are in here. So it looks like we got a lot of wooden bits and stuff like that. I will spread these out amongst the trays here and show you what all this looks like, because it's a lot of screen printed and some dice and whatnot. So let me get that separated out and let's see what else is in here before I do that. Oh. Looks like we got some bigger cards here. It looks like they got a bunch of differences. Oh, okay, so these are different, because you can see these are the same back. This is probably how the bot reacts. I'm assuming the Atama. Not really sure about this. Looks like they're the same. Oh, no, I was about to say, looks like they're the same on both sides, but they are not. And then some more wooden tiles, along with some cards. All right, let me get everything spread out. We'll take a closer look at these cards and all the wooden stuff, and then we'll get into the La Granja. Let's go ahead and go through all this stuff. So there were these wooden bits in there that have these backs, and they're numbered 1 through 4. They kind of sitting there. There's a ton of nice looking wooden bits here that there's some that just have some nice artwork on them. They're all double-sided with the same things on the front and back. Oh, I was wrong, because like that one is different. So let me see if I can just show you a variety of them. But they just all kind of go in here. Some of these are buildings. I'm assuming other little tiles that just give you some abilities or whatnot. But you can see there's a variety of tiles there. And these are just nice wooden ones with screen printing on them, which is pretty cool. And then each player has some player bits with unique screen printed, or each of them have different screen printed characters on the meeples, along with a baggie of just wooden cylinders. Once you have everything in there, these just go inside here, and then there's a spot for the little round marker for each of the colors. And I'll show you each of their workers. There's yellows. There's purples. And greens stuff. All right, like I said, all that goes down in there. The dice here. There are these tiles which just have, I'll just show you some of them, not all of them, but they all have, I'm assuming, resources on the back of them. And then there's a row of these tiles, which look like roofs with numbers, numbering with none all the way to 6. I just happen to have 1, 3, and 4 here. And it looks like it's more free stuff. So I'm assuming on the boards, something that you're able to trigger with these to gain them. You can see how they go in the tray here. There are 3 of these, numbered 1 through 3. You can see one side's got the numbers 1 through 3. The other sides are just red. Alright, the cards for the game are going to be standard American. They're going to be 59 by 91. And if you get these, I can tell you, and I'll show you on this board what you're going to be doing with these cards for the most part anyways, but I kind of took these cards and seen how they slot in here. And actually, they slot perfectly with the sleeves. And the sleeves go right up flush with this. So, I mean, even if it's from the side. So, kudos on that if they designed it that way or what. But I am very happy with that. Especially if you're going to be sliding cards up and underneath these, then they're going to get scratched up. So, I'm going to want to put sleeves on them. So, kudos to that. I'm very appreciative of that. Now let me show you these cards. So this is what I was talking about. So like if you slot this here, then you can kind of see on the side of the board that it's got more resources and stuff off to the right. And then if you slot the cards up here, it's showing that it's got some resources you can see kind of there. Now without having played the game, I can't give you too much information on like how this data all works. But you can see how it slots here. And this is what made me really want to play the game, was just the way you can use these cards the way you need to use them and slot them. That's going to help you build your own thing. So that's how it would work on this board here. Now let's talk about the cards. I already showed you the majority of the cards you can see are going to be these. And you can kind of see where all the stuff for all slots of the game. There's no way I can go through each of these cards, but you can see there's a ton of different things here. Plowboy, Farmyard Trader, Deal Maker, Entrepreneur, Contractor, Prime Deliverer, Market Advisor, Warehouseman, Customs Official, Chandler, Mobster, Creature of Habit, Nice Neighbor, and the one I had here, Pig Herder. So, and I'm assuming that they designed it that way. I already saw there was enough room there. It does look like there's going to be enough room here to sleeve and still have space to get all your cards sleeved. Now, as far as these cards, I'm not so sure what these are all about. I will show each of them. Gate, Silo, Pigsty, Farm, Market, Windmill, and Fence. Because also remember, there's 12 modules in this, and I'm not sure which are the modules or not. I'm going to assume that is. Not really sure what these 2 cards are about. I'm going to assume solo or bot, but those are 2 cards also. The only reason I don't want to say they're the bot is because I'm pretty sure these are the bot cards. Because everywhere we've seen a solo bot thing, it's had that red donkey. So you can just see, kind of does the actions for the bot. And then the last of the cards have this red exclamation on them. Oh, okay, so it's a bot thing also, I'm assuming, since we see the red donkey. Oh. So just some more cards. You can see how all this goes in here. And there's a cover for this. Then we're going to put the next tray in, which all the long slotted things. Oh, is this in there weird? No. Okay, I just didn't have it in there right. The long slotted things all went here. The victory points, I'm assuming, the money, and then everything else just kind of goes in this thing. It's just a big jumble. So I'll probably put them in little baggies and stuff and get it all in here to where it sits in there nicely. Then it says to put this on top there, which actually is some more space here. It's kind of weird. Maybe they spaced it that way. But then it says just to lay these things on top here. Oh, I did forget something I just realized. Forgot to put these cards in there. Those big ones already showed. See, all the rest of this goes there. And then the boards. Now, I did notice there's a gap here because of the extra cardboard that you punch out. Now, since everything's in trays still, I'm going to wait till after I open the La Granja and those extra things to see if that raises that a little bit. If not, you could always do the thing of, I'll let you know how many of these go underneath the tray to where it'll lift it enough to make this flush. But with that, let's go on to the extra stuff. I would have opened all this and had it put in there, but I wanted to show you everything that just came in the deluxe. That way, if you want to see the extra stuff, you know this is extra stuff that you would have to go out of your way to go get. So the first part is this. It just says shiny money or shiny victory. So I'm assuming this is just metal coins and the victory point things, which I'll probably just keep the cardboard in there also and just mix these in there. No reason, because this looks like there's more than enough space. But let me get some of these out and show you a closer look at each of them. So you can see all the shiny, the victory points with all their different numbers. And you can see the money. And these are double-sided with the same stuff on each side. And actually, these are pretty nice. I might see if I can't find another box of these. Right now, what we use to shop is just the wooden bits from Honey Buzz for our victory point markers. But I wouldn't mind having a little box of these little metal for victory points. Money, I don't need the money, but it is nice. It's a little small, but there you go. That's what that is if you want to get the metal bits for that. Next, I remember this was an add-on called the Donkey Pin. Which, yeah, from what I remember, oh, sorry, it's not punching very well. I was just going to punch it out real quick and put it together, but alright, and as you can see here, this is the little pin, the donkey pin that is built, along with some donkey wooden meeples. That are screen printed. As you can see, this is a huge box. This is just if you want the colossal version of that deluxe. You have to have the deluxe set in order to play with this, but this is just the basically turning everything into colossal. It always reminds me, when I saw it, of the Castle of Mad King Ludwig, where it just makes everything bigger. And I'm not sure if it's 40% bigger or what. I don't remember if that was this one or the Castle of Mad King Ludwig, but you can kind of see it's showing, looks like a bigger board, and this is heavy. So I'm grunting a little bit as I'm holding it up to the camera to show you everything. Shows you the whole list of components right there and everything that's in this. Of course, we're going to open up that C. And then, funny story, I actually was doing this before I got my deluxe in because I thought this was it, but like it says there, this is not a standalone game. You have to have the deluxe. If you own the original La Granja, then you have to get the deluxe in order to be able to use this, is what they say. I don't know if that to be true or what. All right, let's get into this. This shouldn't be much other than just seeing the same stuff we already saw, just everything in a bigger components and whatnot. I didn't even think about it. Bigger dice. So everything probably should just go back into this. That way you can have the deluxe, and then if you have this with you, and I didn't talk about the dice, I guess it's a good thing I go to this one. They were just normal 6-sided dice. Wooden, of course. But yeah, here we got giant dice. Who doesn't like playing with giant dice? To replace that. And I guess now I can give you a better look at the components that I didn't go through each of. I can kind of show them to you real fast. Because we have all these wooden buildings. And there's all the other wooden buildings. So I didn't have to just go through each of them one at a time. It looks like we get more of our hexes for our player bits. Just giant wooden hexes. And then it looks like the same bits I showed you before. They were smaller, so I'm assuming we got bigger player boards because all this stuff's going to have to go on those player boards. So I'm assuming all that's bigger stuff. You can see, and I'll show a few of these since I only showed a few on the others. But these are these are those roof tiles. And you can see they got the numbers on them, along with the stuff. And then this is just, I'm going to show a handful of these. Like I said, there were a ton of them inside that other, in the regular deluxe. You can just see that there's, like, this looks like it's a pig shaped head. This is like a hexagon. Like a little basket. A little bag. A little hat. So I'm assuming these are just all different things. And I can't really go into too much detail about what they add because I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure what they actually do. Alright, well, let's get into more of this beautiful artwork and whatnot. Alright, yeah, definitely have. There's no way, I don't think my camera's going to pan out enough to show all this, so I'll just show each segment and try to show as much as I can here. But at least they did it to where it's not a giant folding board. Instead, they just made it to where you put it together in segments. So you can just see, I said it was a 6-segment board. They give you each segment that you put together. So really gives you a good look at that beautiful artwork. Like I said, I know I should put it together, but there's no way my camera's gonna zoom out enough to be able to show you all of this other than just show you the beautiful artwork. You can just go back, look at the board, and realize there's just a more giant board here. Heck, I don't know how this is gonna even fit. Actually, this looks like more than 6 segments. I get it. It's not 6 segments, it's dead. They broke it up into 9. So while the other board folded out into 6, this one is in the 9. So you can just see the middle pieces there. So they just did a big 9-segment board. All right. So this is probably going to be all the cardboard in larger pieces. And then the player boards. So let me get this out of the way and we'll take a closer look at that. So you can see it's the player boards. It looks like it's the same card size. I mean, so they made sure it's still going to slot right and look right. But as you can see, your player boards are ginormously big. And you can see where the bigger pieces will fit into those sections. But like I said, the cards look like they're the same size. So, because they don't give you bigger cards, of course. So that makes sense. And then we have 2, 3, yep, 4 player boards. No reason to have one for the bot. And then we just have the bigger piece of cardboard, which looks like those tiles, along with whatever these things did. The bigger victory points, which I'll just throw in there anyways. There's this big thing, which I noticed inside there. I don't know if I showed it or not, but I guess for the bigger pieces. And then more of the big tiles. And I noticed, because there's donkeys, I wonder if the donkeys are replacing these. Because it shows donkeys and it looks just like the same picture. They're just not colored as far as like for the players. So I'm not sure if those just replace those or whatnot. But you can see here, just everything that was cardboard is pretty much just in a bigger form. And I'm pretty sure it was this one that said 40% bigger. Yep. And like I said, you can see everything here. But cool. Well, I mean, Castle Mad King Ludwig, playing in that Colossal, made it go up for me tremendously. Maybe playing with this. I mean, it looks like a game I would enjoy anyways, but who wouldn't want to play with the Colossal Edition? I was like, let's see if everything would go in there. Actually, there's no trays for all that. Like the money and stuff, I guess I could always just put in there, and the victory point thing, there was enough room for that in the trays. But all the other bits, there's no way those are going in that box, so they're just going to go in the Colossal box, which makes sense. You'd only have the Colossal for wherever you primarily play at, and then the Deluxe Master Set for if you're taking it somewhere and just want to play the game, but not have to carry an extra box for Colossal. Or if you want to show everyone the Colossal, you can carry the Colossal box with you. But with that, I'm going to just combine all this and get it down to 2 boxes. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.